from Washington, this is VOA News. A peace agreement reached in South Sudan. 7 are killed in Ukrainian troop offensive. I'm Vincent Bruce reporting from Washington. South Sudan's president and rebel leader have agreed to a ceasefire deal following growing international pressure to end months of ethnic fighting in the country. Mediators in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, say President Salva Kiir and rebel leader Riek Machar met face-to-face Friday for the first time since violence erupted 5 months ago, shaking hands and praying together. President Kiir assures that from Saturday on, his troops will not violate the agreement.
I want to assure you that I and my the party I'm leading, and the army that I'm leading will implement this agreement without any fail.
The deal is very similar to the cessation of hostilities the hostilities agreement signed in January. Reports say the two men also agreed that a transitional government offers the best chance to take the country forward. There were no immediate details on who would be part of an interim administration. Reports say at least 7 people have been killed as Ukrainian troops driving armored vehicles Friday in the port city of Mariupol smashed through barricades surrounding a police station occupied by pro-Russian separatists. Television footage showed the building reduced to smoldering rubble. The new violence in the southeastern port city on the Azov Sea comes 2 days before voters in the region decide whether to secede from Ukraine and establish an independent Donetsk People's Republic. A similar referendum is set for the nearby Luhansk region. Russian President Vladimir Putin visited Ukraine's Crimea Peninsula Friday, the first visit since Moscow annexed the territory in March. Mr. Putin told military personnel in Sevastopol Friday that 2014 would be remembered as the year when the people living here firmly determined to be together with Russia. The United States, which does not recognize the annexation, called the Russian president's visit provocative and unnecessary. Jen Psaki is spokeswoman for the U.S. State Department.
Our view is that this trip is provocative and unnecessary. Crimea belongs to Ukraine, and we don't recognize, of course, the illegal and illegitimate steps by Russia in that regard.
More detail at voanews.com. The Pentagon says most of its team has arrived in Nigeria to assist in the search for more than 200 schoolgirls kidnapped by Boko Haram. Officials warn time may be running out. VOA's Jeff Selden has more from the Pentagon.
6 experts from the U.S. Africa Command landed in the Nigerian capital Friday morning. Pentagon spokesman Admiral John Kirby says 2 more are on the way.
Look, in any hostage situation, time is at a premium. And there's no question that we're racing against the clock here.
Despite concerns time may be running out to locate the missing girls, as of now, the U.S. will not be using drones to help in the search, instead putting the responsibility on the Nigerian military. Kirby says Washington had previously offered assistance to the Nigerian government, but that the offer was not accepted until this week. Jeff Selden, VOA News, the Pentagon.
The human rights group Amnesty International says Nigerian security forces had advance warning about the raid on the girls' boarding school in which militants kidnapped the students. The rights group blamed the lack of action against Boko Haram, which attacked the school in Chibok April 14th, on an inability to muster troops. Amnesty said Friday it learned of the warnings from local officials and 2 senior military officers There was no immediate reaction from the Nigerian government. The UN Security Council Friday expressed its outrage at the abductions. South Korean Ambassador Oh Jun, speaking on behalf of the council, said the council will consider taking measures against Boko Haram.
Members of the Security Council welcomed the ongoing efforts of the government of Nigeria to ensure the safe return of the abducted girls to their families, as well as international efforts to provide assistance to the Nigerian authorities in this regard and bring the perpetrators to justice.
Yemen. Witnesses say a gunfight broke out Friday between militants and security guards outside the presidential palace. News reports quote unidentified security sources as saying at least 4 of the security forces were killed after being attacked by the militants and exchanging fire for more than 20 minutes. Yemen's army has been carrying out an offensive against al-Qaeda militants in the country's volatile south. More at voanews.com.